Warning, this is a family-friendly radio. Children of all ages are welcome to participate.
This is my grandpa's geocaching talk show. And now for our latest news.
Hello geocachers, this is Hikerjamz
and Crazycritter1966,
and we're bringing you another episode of 33 this week. And yeah, not bad. We hope you overlooked the construction we got going on out here. We kind of ran into a little bee problem yesterday when we knocked down a beehive.
not so little.
Now, not so little. Anybody seen the movie called The Birds? That's what these bees look like around here. We didn't go geocaching. We stayed in. We kept the windows shut. Had the air conditioner on. It lasted all day.
Yeah.
Until evening, when it got cooled down to about, about 65 or so. They kind of settled down again. But today, they're removing the building that the beehive was in. So, okay, we got a little, what do you call that, segment?
Yeah.
From Ken, K&B, from Bullhead City, Arizona.
Get it out there.
Oh, wow. Bullhead City, Arizona. Used to be my co-host back when we did the show for Blog Talk Radio, and him and his wife Billy went to that Yuma, Arizona event. What is it? 2 weeks ago, last weekend, I guess it was. We had some pictures up there from last week's show notes, and this week I've got 3 more that he sent me, so I just went ahead and put them on this week's show notes. Actually, that's the only thing I've got up there. So we're going to run through that here in just a little bit. I wanted to bring up the what I've been listening to was that the block party in August up in Washington from Geocaching.com. They've been doing this for the last 15 years. And this is going to be the last year for that. They say they're going to move on to something new. So if anybody has a chance to get up there to that block party this year, this will be the only chance you'll get for it, because after this year it will be over with. I just found out what LEO stands for. I never heard that before.
Electric Light Orchestra?
Law Enforcement Officer?
Oh.
Yeah. Sure did. Yeah, I have never seen that anywhere, but I heard
ELO.
LEO.
Okay.
Yeah, you could make yellow out of
right.
LEO. Leo, I guess you would call it. But, yeah, they, every time I turn around, I hear something new for geocaching acronyms. And so, well, I'll tell you what we're going to do, because K&B has 16 minutes of call-in time here, and so what we're going to do is take a short one here and go to our ads, and then when we come back we'll run through that, and if we got any time left over we'll throw something else in there from there.
We'll be back after this commercial.
Geocachers, check it out. FTF Geocacher Magazine, the magazine for geocachers written by geocachers. FTF offers practical advice, hints and tips, cacher bios, and milestones, geocaching events, trail tales, and all things geo-related. Check it out at www.ftfgeocacher.com.
This part of Geocaching Talk Show is sponsored by Cache Advance. For a full line of geocaching needs, visit their website today. They are an official Groundspeak distributor and they have everything you need for geocaching supplies. That's www.cache-advance.com.
Looking for a geocaching adventures? Go to geofleas.com, spelled F-L-E-A-Z. Along for the ride. Travel fleas are now GeoFleas. Order your GeoFleas today and go along for the ride. With over 6 million geocachers around the world, it can be hard to leave your mark. Personalize your geocaching experience with GeoFleas today.
To find out more about geocaching, go to geocaching.com. At the top left of the page, go to Learn and click on Geocaching 101. And from there, you will find all the questions and answers for what geocaching is all about. Then you can sign up as a free member or as a premium member and get started as a new geocacher and enjoy the worldwide treasure hunting game wherever you are. That's www.geocaching.com.
All right, so there you have the ads for the week, or what do you call the commercials? Ad is, yeah, we'll get it right one of these days.
Maybe.
I haven't been into this as long as some of the podcasters have, so but we're learning, and we're getting listeners, so that's what counts. So we're going to go into the little episode with Ken and hear what he has to say about the event in Yuma this year. How's it going out there?
Hey, Hikerjamz and Crazycritter. It's going pretty good.
I hear you're not getting any cold spots down there, are you? Well,
no, today it was a beautiful 87 degrees.
You got me beat. It's supposed to be a wind chill down in the 30s tonight here.
Wow. Yeah, I haven't put long pants on since we were in that event last week.
I haven't took my jacket off since last week. Moved to Florida, they said. It'll be warm, they said.
Yeah.
February. Last
week.
Last February when we was down here, it was 85 degrees, but it ain't even going to hit 75 this month. Let's ask you some stuff about this event you went to. What was it, the whole weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the whole weekend. It was, the actual event, of course, was last weekend on the 8th, which was a Sunday. It's kind of a weird day to have a mega event like that, but we got there on Friday afternoon, and it was an eventful weekend, I must say. We got there Friday night or Friday afternoon, and there was an event that night, a flash mob event called Can You Hear Me Now, that was in a shopping center that had a turnabout in the middle of it. And the flash mob event was everyone to bring a banana, and at 5:30, everyone walked out into the center square acting like it was their cell phone while the music was playing. And there was hundreds of people walking around. Cars were getting stuck in the parking lot because they had nowhere to go. And everyone's holding these bananas up to their ears. So, so that lasted, I want to say about 10 minutes. And then everyone just kind of congregated and was talking and meeting each other. And after that was another event, kind of a meet and greet that was not too far away. And it was at this little bar and grill. Now, they might need to rethink this because this bar and grill was so small that there was hundreds of people there that it would have taken hours to get a place to sit down and eat. So everyone just kind of milled around. There was a couple of caches near the area. So everyone was geocaching, logging trackables on people's vehicles, and everyone just kind of left. And we had met up with some friends of ours, desert dwellers, and they're from Washington State. And they come down here every year in the wintertime.
You sent me them pictures of, wasn't it? You said friends from Washington. Yeah. Okay. We got that up there the show notes where they can go to look at them pictures. So we'll run that on there again this week, and so everybody can go back and look at the pictures from your geocaching.
And and we took the geocaching dog. She had a great time. I'll get some pictures up there of her out there. So everyone kind of had the same idea that the little bar and grill, there wasn't enough room, so everyone just kind of went to little restaurants around the area, which were all packed. And we still waited an hour at Cracker Barrel to sit down and eat.
Oh, speaking of Cracker Barrel, that's where they're going to have our next meeting at, I think it's toward the end of next month. So I'm going to go to that one. It's only about 3 miles from here.
But, waiting for a table for an hour doesn't seem so long when you're talking about all your geocaching stories and stuff. And there was actually a couple of caches right near the restaurant. So the guys, we took off to go get the caches and left the girls waiting for the table.
Payback.
Yeah.
I was talking about Billy running off caching without you, so you made up for it, didn't you?
I am not even going there yet. I haven't got there yet. So that was our Friday night. Saturday there was another event put on. That was Saturday night by White Wolf Den and Clay 4, the guys who did the ET Highway, who actually put those caches out there. They had an event called Worlds Collide in Yuma. So Saturday morning we hooked up with our friends River Dwellers from Washington, and we kind of spent the day. We went out and did a little power trail, and we got about 100 caches that morning before the event. Saturday night came, we went to the event, and again, there were so many people that the venue that they chose just wasn't big enough.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of people showed up for that event. You got a number on that? How many attended?
I couldn't tell you at the moment. I really didn't look.
So when you get out there and do that mob flash dance, was that like it was that one year where everybody just walked around in a circle doing their little hip hugging thing, whatever?
Yeah, there was people everywhere.
Yeah. I've seen different types of them. Some of them they just dance in a row, and then that one you did that one year, y'all danced around what was it, the little thing in the center of the square or something?
Yeah, it was kind of the same thing. I imagine there'll be some videos coming out here probably sometime this week.
Well, that's okay. We can get them on the next week's show and give us something to talk about on there.
Yeah, and that Saturday when we were out, that poor little geocaching dog, she was wore out by the end of the day.
I bet. We
got back to the hotel room, and she jumped up on the bed and passed out for about an hour. So that was that was a really fun day. And then so the main event on Sunday, the event started at 9 o'clock. It was from 9 o'clock till 3 o'clock. Kind of learning from last year's event. We got there an hour early. We got there at 8 o'clock. They were just still setting up, and we asked them, we got in line to log in and stuff to get our name badges and everything, and we asked if we were too early, and they said, no, the earlier the better. Some of the pictures that you posted last week, or I'll send you to post, you'll see us standing in front of the log board, and there's only about 5 or 6 names on there. So that's how early we were. And we only, if anyone wants to check this out, the pictures or anything, it's GC4ZAW2.
So do you have a count on how many caches you got out there that weekend?
A little over 150.
I'm not even going to try to keep up with you no more.
So, but we didn't stay for the whole event. We're about 200 miles south of us. It's really close to the border, Mexican border of Mexico, and kind of bummed out that I didn't have a passport because they had an event in Mexico on Monday morning. So
you'd still be in Mexico, wouldn't you?
No, I don't know about that. But that's something we might try to shoot for next year because, now they have the souvenir for Mexico.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they added like 6 new countries or something, didn't they?
Yeah. So I'm going to maybe work on that for next year. I think this is going to probably be an annual thing for us. And then we, on the way home, we did a little bit of caching along the way. You got to do that.
A lot of bathroom breaks, huh?
Well, yeah, a lot of caching breaks. But yeah, we kind of, took a couple days to recover from that. Going back to Billy on Wednesday, she was off early, and her and her friend, she said, well, we're going to go out and play today. So they went down to Lake Havasu City.
That's where she went there once before, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, we really got to venture out now because we're kind of cashed out in our area. It's either Lake Havasu City or Las Vegas, which we're gonna make a trip out there probably next weekend and do a little caching out there. So, and I think she picked up about 25 that day on Wednesday.
She gets out there quite a bit, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does. And then today is Friday, the 13th.
Oh, yeah. Bad day.
I had just gotten home from work today, and our friends, river dwellers that we were down in Yuma with, they're back in town here, and they had stopped by, and they want to go out and do some caching tomorrow. We're going to do that and do some owner maintenance on some of our caches. It's getting about that time of year to get out there and do that maintenance.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people, they do it every season. Pretty nice, every season there, you can change the camo on it and everything else according to what kind of weather you got, because here we go from green to brown.
Right. I have a few they're really hard finds, and if we get up to 3 DNFs, our reviewer will archive them. He's like, well, no one's finding them, you're not checking on it. Well, you're going to have those once in a while. Oh, yeah. So we're going to, there's a few out there that have a couple of DNFs, so we're going to spend a day and go out and check on them all.
At least you got time, to get out there and do that. And we got time down here. We're going out tomorrow, get us a few of them. And so we have something else to talk about on the show too. So tomorrow's Saturday. Yeah. So we're still trying to get the show to be by noon on Sunday. And we got a little away from that for a little while, where sometimes we wasn't getting it out till Monday. But
that's okay. Stuff happens.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had some good excuses for not being on the air 1 week or 2 weeks. So we had to get everything set up down here, with the internet and then the studio and get it all set up. So we're doing okay now. So we don't really have an excuse.
So now, how far are you having to travel for your caches out there?
Well, we went out to the state park and found Florida's oldest cache, and that was only like 23 miles, something like that, from here. And so that was just in one direction. So we're going out. Still got some local stuff around that we're still 8 to 15 miles from. All we have to do is make the little radius of it.
Well, a little bit of advice: get the ones further out, because you get all the ones in town, and then you're really going to be traveling like we are. If we have to go to Las Vegas, it's 100 miles.
Well, it's like when they come up with a souvenir thing, like Geocache a day or something, whatever. You find geocache on that day and you get a souvenir. And I'd hate to have to drive 55 miles to get that souvenir.
Yeah, or to fill a day on your calendar.
There's always room to save a couple of them for something like that.
And you know what? I thought that was going to be an easy task. But we're going on 3 years now, and our calendar's close to being full. But
I never started that because I know I wasn't going to get anywhere with it.
Well, I thought the first day, the first year, I said, by next year, my whole calendar is going to be full.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 3 years later.
All right, Ken, we're going to wrap it up here. We don't want to take up a whole lot more time there because we got to throw a couple other things in here. So,
okay, no problem.
We got it pretty much what we needed to hear was the event.
Yeah.
Anytime you want to come on and do a recording, or when I get things lined up to where I can do a live call in, I'll let you know about that. So we'll let everybody on the show know about it, and that way they can call in. We'll be able to call in on Skype or on telephone call. So but we gotta get that number, okay. And that won't be till at least the middle or end of next month. So sounds like a good deal. We just have to get some pre-recorded up there, so if we don't have anybody to talk to, we got something to say.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So, all right. That was K&B, Ken and Billy from Bullhead City, Arizona, and we enjoy having them on there whenever we can. And say hi to Billy and Crazycritter1966. I'm sure if she was here, she'd be saying hi to you also. So she's next door right now. So anyway, yeah, give us a holler there anytime you want to come on there and give us a report, and we'll do it.
Oh, will do. All right then, anytime. Until then, we'll catch you later.
All right, Ken. Catch you later. Okay, now we just had a surprise visit. Someone kind of just came into the studio, and he's from down here in Naples, also part of the family. And his geocaching name is Son of Skeeter Swatter. And I think you're gonna maybe shorten that up someday.
I might. It's a handful trying to write on those micro and nano caches.
Yeah.
Most times on those, I end up just writing SOSS.
SOSS, so that's better than SOBS or something.
Yeah, you got that right.
Yeah, I know. When I seen you pull up there and went out and asked you if you had any caching experiences this week. You mentioned something about one that you'd like to go to.
Yeah, there's one called Journey to the Center. It's in the middle of what we call the South Blocks down here. It's a local slang name for Picayune Strand, Big Cypress National Forest. It's on some old cypress logging roads that were from the 30s and 40s. It's about short way's about 4.25 miles each way. Long way's about 7.5 or so.
Wow.
Yeah,
I know. I remember that when we went there a couple of weeks ago. We went after the oldest cache in Florida.
Oh yeah, that Christmas cache.
Christmas
that was fun.
Cache. Yeah, that wore me out.
Sugar sand is interesting.
Yeah, it is. What was that? That ended up to being 4 miles, almost 4 miles, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's only halfway of what you're talking about.
The longest cache hike I've walked since my last vacation, which ended up being about 10 miles in one day.
Wow.
Well, that's because half the trails weren't bushwhacked like they were supposed to be, and the map was old.
Yeah. This other one, I'm going to bring up the event that they're going to have. When is it? The 21st of next month? Was it the Lemmings event?
Oh, yeah, I forget the name.
Yeah. Anyway, they're going to have the Lemmings Loop. They want to do the Lemmings Loop after.
Oh, down there off of Loop Road. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's...
I've always wanted to go down there.
6-stage multi-cache. They said to take food and water and go with someone.
And a lot of skeeter spray.
And boots. And they even said that at one time they was wearing mosquito nets with mosquito spray.
Mm-hmm.
Mud and water. They said you're going to get wet.
Yep.
And if anybody wants to look at that, that's GC11MA3. And that is that's an awesome looking. They have there's 43 favorite points on that.
Nice.
Yeah, and been there since 2007. And it just says the trail listed at 6.5 miles, but you'll hike to 8 miles to complete the stages.
Most of these swamp caches down here, unless you have chest waders or don't really mind getting completely soaked and have a waterproof GPS receiver, is better off walking during the winter. The skeeters are fewer and the cypress heads are generally drier.
Yeah, I know it's taken me a while to get used to the caches in the areas down here.
Yeah, they're a little bit different than some of the ones, back
in Ohio
and whatnot, because I've heard about the ones you talk about, and there's some really tricky, sneaky caches. Down here, about the sneakiest one I've seen was a 4-inch PVC pipe buried vertically with a rock with a hole drilled into it put on top. That's about the sneakiest thing I've seen down here.
Well, did you see the one I found there a couple weeks ago with it looked like a water pipe? I don't think I showed you.
I saw a picture of that.
Did you?
Yeah, I saw a picture of that. That's pretty sneaky.
Crazycritter says, "Oh no, he's not going to go over there and mess with that water pipe." It was what was it? Thank goodness. Anyway,
I don't remember.
It was behind the restaurant where all their meters and pipes and everything go into the building.
Yeah.
And she was looking around the tree because I was like 10 feet away from it, and it was 10 feet either way, went to the tree or to the building. And I seen that water pipe coming up out of the ground with the valve on it, and I thought, that's it. And I went over there, and I first looked at it. They had a slab of concrete, all about 2 feet by 1 foot, about 3 inches thick, and there was this pipes coming out of it. And then in the middle, it had a little valve there. And what throwed it off, what really caught my attention to it, I seen a video one time of it. Somebody had made one like that. Watch them videos, man. YouTube is full of them. You can go up there and search geocaching, and you'll see all kinds of weird and strange different type of caches up there that people's videoed. And that's why I went over there messing with it. And sure enough, I wiggled it and it moved a little bit. Now a water pipe coming out of concrete not going to wiggle.
No.
So I easily picked it up a little bit and it come right out of that concrete. I thought, that's it. Well, then you take the elbow comes loose, and then the valve, when you turn the valve to open up the valve, the log sheet was up in that valve.
Well, it's definitely waterproof.
Yeah, it water. And it was a different one, for being down here. I've seen a lot of ammo cans.
Oh, ammo cans are rife down here. 90% of the woods caches that you find are either going to be a 50 cal or 30 cal ammo can. Down here, as long as you spray paint them real nice and throw a fresh coat of paint on it every 3 or 4 years, that can will last forever.
Oh yeah.
As long as it's not completely buried in muck or water, then it starts rusting out. But
yeah, I'm getting up my watch list here for that event. It's going to be at the Cracker Barrel, right up there, and so it's going to be an easy one to get to. It says that's geocaches. Breakfast for the Lemmings.
Well, heck, Cracker Barrel's only about 25 miles away from the cache.
Right. But here's the catch that I don't know about, real sure about. I'd like to go to that, but it's going to be around 7:30 a.m. for breakfast. And then they're planning on being done no later than 8:30, so people can talk to other cachers, and then they'll get on with their caching. And that's where they're going to go, is to Lemmings Loop.
That ought to be interesting.
Yeah. So so far there's still got a month to go. I mean, it's early to see how many people's going to be there, but there's 9 logs on here that will attend, write notes and things like that. And Voodisia got it on there that you guys might be off that day. And
maybe if I'm off that day, and that'd be a fun one. Hopefully I get my new boots by then.
Yeah. You better get some knee boots if you're going to that one. I don't know, what's worse, getting up at 7:30 and being at breakfast at 7:30 in the morning, or going caching on an 8-mile run.
The breakfast at 7:30 doesn't terribly bother me that much. I mean, I'm usually at work by then anyway. The 8-mile hike across the
swamps.
That's don't get me wrong, that sounds fun. Yeah. I'm just way out of shape for something like that.
I am after doing that 4-mile hike. But up there in Ohio, I'd go out every weekend and walk all day. But you'd drive and get out and do a round, and then you drive.
Yeah, you got a little bit of a break in between.
Right.
Yeah,
the only break I get on this one is when Voodisia gets her camera out and wants to take a picture. So the same way with Crazycritter, if it wasn't for that camera, I'd.
Oh yeah, I'd be doing the same thing.
Oh yeah, you take your camera with you too.
Yeah.
That Crazycritter come up with a new name for that. It's called photo caching.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what she calls it.
There's actually a couple, some of the virtual caches from there. There was one down here on Tamiami Trails, virtual cache. You had to take your picture in front of the historical marker sign. It was where Chief Osceola and the rest of the Seminole tribe met with U.S. Army during one of the Seminole Wars to try and hash out a treaty. That was the spot where they met. And that didn't go so hot for them, but it created an interesting historical marker, and the cache was you had to take your picture in front of it.
Right. I noticed down here that a lot of history behind just about every cache that's put out.
Yeah.
Something going on. I'm just used to going into an area where there's a cache, and whether it be a nano in the woods. Oh, speaking of nanos,
I hate those.
Did you hear? Yeah, we went on a couple of them too, didn't we?
Nothing worse than
2, 3,
looking
4
for
times
a
back.
small aluminum tube or a plastic tube in the middle of 15 acres, and you got signal bounce that racks you out to about 15, anywhere from 15 to 50 feet, and you'll be out there for 4 days.
Right. Or at least 4 trips back.
Exactly.
Yeah. But, did you hear about the banana?
No.
Oh, man. They called the bomb squad. A utility worker found a banana. I think it was in a pine cone tree. And he called the bomb squad and said, there's this container hanging in this tree. It looks suspicious. Had a wire on it. Well, they had the wire taped with duct tape on it and hanging the banana up in the tree. And
what kind of camouflage is that?
Yeah. What kind of cache is that? A banana
in a pine tree?
That's about like me, though. I got that pine cone.
Yeah, but you're in...
And I want to hang it in a walnut tree.
Yeah, see, that doesn't make too much sense either. At least it's not yellow.
But what would people be looking for? They'd take them to that tree, and they'd say, "Oh, it must be a walnut."
Yeah.
And how many times are they going to overlook that?
Yeah, I know down here because of the weird ecosystem we have down here, you'll find pine cones in oak trees, falling through oak trees from the pine tree, 40 feet away. You'll have pine cones in oak trees. I found pine cones in cypress trees.
So it's not really what's there; it's what you're looking for.
Exactly.
Well, we've got 10. We got 10 minutes left, but we got to save a couple minutes for the end there. So, is there anything you got maybe say to the younger generation, somebody, or even the older generation, somebody that's just starting to geocache, and any tips or anything?
Don't be afraid to get out there and actually, get off the couch. You have this neat little electronic contraption. Get out there and use it. Have some fun with it. Don't be afraid to just traipse off into the woods. I mean, use your brain when you're doing it. Tell people where you're going if you're going by yourself. But yeah, get out there. Have some fun.
Oh, yeah.
Enjoy the woods. Enjoy the weather, and have a ball.
It's almost like playing a video game at home, only you're out in the woods doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get more exercise doing it too.
And you find something. You get rewarded. You find something that somebody else hid.
Yep.
And learn all you can about it. Go to Geocaching 101 there, like said on the advertisements, to learn more about geocaching. And you'll find all questions and answers you need to know about what's going on. So, okay, we're going to cut this thing down, and we'll be probably, let's see, next week is nothing special, so we'll be on time. We'll get it back out there on a Sunday like we usually do. I figured that it being today was a holiday, that it wouldn't hurt anything to be a day late getting it out. But thanks for stopping by and joining in on the studio part.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's not that bad as you thought it'd be, is it?
Yeah, don't generally do radio or TV spots or anything like that, so it's a little disconcerting sometimes.
Well, you just sit and talk, back and forth, and that's it. And when we make mistakes, we laugh, we do whatever, but we get the job done. So, all right. Like I said, we'll be out back next week at the normal time, and also we're going to try to do some live shows now and then, because I can actually have people call in on Skype now and talk right into the studio onto the show. So anyway, we're going to set that up, and I'm going to have a phone number too, probably by the end of next month, where you can call that phone number right into Skype on my Skype phone number, and talk over your phone if you want to. So it's going to be interesting.
If someone has questions that they want to ask about caching in Florida when they come down for vacation, or
right,
what they want to, if they've never cached down here,
right,
what they need to bring. And
okay, well, here's what we usually say at the end of each show, and I'll fill you in on that one here. So, until next week, cache you later.